Okay, you've heard me talk about off-market purchases. What's the difference between an off-market purchase and what your neighbor did down the street just a couple of months ago? Well, there are several. The first one is, how do you find the house? You see, if you're just looking for a generic commodity 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with a double garage in this particular area, yeah, you can go to Zillow, Realtor.com, any of the hundreds of online sites out there. We've got one that syncs with the MLS, and you can find those types of features. But is that all there is to your lifestyle? Aren't you rather unique? Let's say you're an artist. Wouldn't it be nice to find a house with an artist's loft so that you can get away from the rest of the world and create your own little masterpieces? Or maybe the floor plan is important to you. You'd like your master bedroom on the main floor, but you want the kids on the same floor, but not right beside of you. You want them at the other end of the house so that you've both got your privacy and your peace. Maybe there's a gourmet chef in the house and they want a really nice kitchen with upgraded appliances. You can't find these things on the online sites. This is where our research team comes in. We will go out and find the type of house you want in the area that you want in the price range you want that has amenities such as these or things that can be made into your dream home. Once we find a house that we think is a good fit, we'll talk to the owner, and you would be surprised how many times the homeowner says, gee, we were thinking about selling. I'd really like to sell, but we're just not ready. We have some repairs to make, and we're waiting for a retirement or a graduation or you name it. Right now, one of the big things is I don't want all those looky-loos parading through my house. That's been major this past 2 years. There are a myriad of reasons why people would like to sell, but their house is not in the market at this time. So when we find one of these that look like it's going to be a good fit, we'll talk to the seller, then we'll take you out, take a look at the house, and this is where the second big difference is. You see, you're the only one that knows this house is available. So if you decide, yeah, this looks just right for us, but you want time to research the school district or the covenants or just think about it, you have that time. And since you're working on a one-on-one with the seller, if there's something that would benefit one of you, chances are we can make it work for both of you. For instance, you would not believe how many times I've talked to homeowners and they've said, well, yes, we're going to sell, but we need to replace that carpet in the living room. It's horrible. We're going to put a light beige carpet in there. Well, you might be thinking about a hardwood floor. Now, wouldn't it make more sense to have that one-on-one communication ahead of time instead of later? And the third difference is the time frame. Time frames are usually much more flexible. If you found a house today that was perfect, normally you would not be able to wait to get that offer in. And of course, the closing date would be just as quickly as possible. But what if your son was getting married in August? Wouldn't it be nice to just put this whole thing on the back burner until after the wedding and then think about moving? Well, guess what? This particular homeowner has a daughter who's going to have a baby in August. Do you see how important that one-on-one conversation is? So this is not anything new. Savvy investors have done things like this for years. How often do you think that Warren Buffett or Donald Trump or Robert Kiyosaki depend upon the MLS for their purchases? Now, don't get me wrong. I have nothing against the MLS. In fact, I love the MLS. It is a wonderful tool, and everyone should use it. I'm sure that all those three people use it all the time. But it shouldn't be the only tool you use. To get the best offers, you have to have the most options. So there are some other things that savvy investors do that you might be interested in. If you want to see how the other half get richer, then you won't want to miss this video. It's called 3 Techniques the Rich Use to Get Richer.
WestMontanaHomes.com, a whole new experience.